Hey, this video is for all my Milorganite haters. Come here. Come here. I want to show you something. I am a part of a lot of groups on Reddit and Facebook and all that other stuff. So one of the things that I know is that they give anybody opportunity to respond and give advice who is a part of the group that have no business trying to give advice at all. Somehow in these groups, they have deemed someone who is a product like this as noobs. Somebody who's new to lawn and garden, or you're just now starting out and you don't know much or anything like that, or this is a noob product if you listen to any of them. So first of all, when you're getting your advice from people and they're talking about this product, let me show you something. You see this where it says covers up to 2,500 square feet, but here they got FL 5,200 square feet. So first of all, if a person can't tell you why that says that, if they have no idea what any of that means, they don't have any damn business trying to give you some advice, or the advice that they're going to give you is highly compromised. A lot of people are just going off of what the next person says and spreading stuff. That's how misinformation is disseminated. It almost reminds me of a political spectrum where people just make up stuff and it just spreads like wildfire, and it's nowhere near based on any truth. So when it comes down to this stuff, this is not per se a video claiming to get you to buy Milorganite. This is a video just to give you some information on why your grass even needs fertilizer. Let's just start with that. This is my Bermuda lawn, and one of the main reasons why you need to fertilize your lawn is because you don't have weeds. Yes, you heard me. One of the main reasons why you need fertilizers is because you don't have weeds in the lawn. So let me explain to you. So when you have weeds in your lawn, like this weed right here, and that weed's like that right there, and some, places have a gazillion weeds like out there, for example. These weeds, they grow and they die during season. Some weeds are in the summer, some weeds are in the spring, winter, and fall. They grow, they drop seeds, they die. And when they drop those seeds, their seeds need some nourishment to grow. So what the plant is doing is actually sacrificing itself. It's dying, and the decay from the dying plant is adding nutrients to the soil so the next batch can grow. And that's what's happening when weeds are growing each year and dying out. It is rejuvenating, is adding nutrients to the soil. So when those weeds die out and add nutrients in the soil, those annual weeds that grow and die each season, they leave nutrients for the perennial plants that's left, aka your grass, for example. Your grass is a perennial plant that comes back year after year after year. So somehow in between when the beginning of time and the creation of fertilizers, people don't forgot that grass has been here, vegetation has been here way before Home Depot and Lowe's and whatever places, or wherever you buy your bag fertilizer at. It's been here way before that. So how was the grass surviving? It was because of that circle of life. The weeds growing, they're dropping their seeds, and their decaying bodies is adding nutrients back into the soil. And then the leaves that fall off the trees add nutrients back in the soil. And believe it or not, this is something a lot of y'all don't know, grass shed their roots. Yes, grass shed their roots, which is also adding nutrients back in the soil. So when it comes down to your grass, Nobody wants weeds. Nobody has weeds or wants weeds in their soil. So you prevent the weeds from growing and you prevent them from dying because they're not there. If they're not growing, they're not dying. So there's no nutrients being added back into the soil. This is the reason why farmers grow weeds, or AKA a cover crop. It conditions the soil, adds nutrients back into the soil. It's a vital role in maintaining a farmland. If you're growing one plant and one plant only, the soil can only hold so much nutrients and it has to be revitalized. Think of it, the nutrient as a gas tank. The soil is a gas tank that holds all these nutrients. And once those nutrients run out, the plant get weaker and weaker and weaker. That's what happened when we were hunter-gatherers and we decided to sit down and start growing our plants. Early humans found out that, hey, the more I plant this plot of land to grow stuff, the less and less the crop is, the yield is, or the vitality, the strength, the growth, the less the plant produces whatever crop that they're growing. So they will move to another plot of land, plant the seeds, and it starts growing again. So they kept doing that. What's happening is the plant is taking up all the nutrients in the soil and it is depleting it, but there's never a replenishment of it because we're growing one plant. We're not growing anything else. So we take all the weeds. We don't want the weeds to compete with the plant. So we take all the weeds out of the soil so it never gets to revitalize. That's the only reason why you need fertilizer. That's one of the only reasons why you only need fertilizer. So when they come in and when they did the studies, they find out that NP and K is the main nutrients that make plants grow. So they synthetically recreated that and they put it in a bag and they sell it to you, obviously. But all you need to do is add organic matter back into the lawn and the plant will take what it needs. It creates what it needs. It cooks, so to speak. It makes its own NP and K. It makes it creates what it needs. Like it'll pull exactly what it needs from the soil if the organic matter is there. We do this through the microorganisms in the lawn. Microbes in the lawn create the nutrients. This process called the mineralization process, you can Google that. This is where the plant is creating its own minerals and its own nutrients that it needs from the organic matter in the soil. Now let's go back to this Milorganite. All this is organic matter. It is organic matter, and yes, it's human poop, but it's organic matter that's in the soil. These numbers that you see here is really just for regulation and all of that, but what you're trying to do is put organic matter back into the soil. That's why if I just put compost, I don't need a fertilizer. I can just put all this organic matter that's within this compost back in my soil, that's what I do here, and then I'm good. I don't have to do anything else. And this is the same as this. And another thing that people are trying to do with this, they are trying to treat organic fertilizer like synthetic fertilizer and apply it based off of these numbers here, which you don't have to do. So I said all that just to say this. Look, you're doing yourself a disservice talking about what type of fertilizer, NP and K synthetic stuff that's out there. You don't have to have it. You don't have to use a box store for your nutrients. You don't have to go to Lowe's and Home Depot and whatever other place that you are just to simply grow grass. That's the biggest deal for you. All you have to do is replace the soil with the missing nutrients that it was getting from the growth and death of organic plants in the soil. And this is what you see here, all organic. And I do add some other enhancements like a PGR, or I may use iron, or I may come up with I might have a deficit in one nutrient, or I may use potassium, a liquid potassium, which is a synthetic product during the heat. So that's where I manipulate the knowledge of chemicals that we have. But for the most part, I just use compost or organic fertilizers. And it's just not human poop and cow manure like this right here. If you're familiar, this is a organics. This is chicken manure. I picked this up, organics, I pick up at Urine Irrigation. And the biggest thing about this is it has a little synthetics mixed in. There's another product out there called Flagship. They do the same thing. It's basically human poop with synthetic fertilizers. And here's another example that I want to show you about here. This is cow manure and compost. Look at this. This is giving you the percentage of NP and K. You'll be crazy trying to fertilize your lawn based off the recommendations of synthetic fertilizer with this NP and K rating here. It's crazy. That's where everybody's going wrong with this right here. They're trying to fertilize this organic fertilizer using the rate that's dedicated for synthetic fertilizer. That's why they say this is so expensive. Yeah, because you're doing it wrong. What you're trying to get out of this is the organic matter, the same organic matter that I use compost for. I just want to replace the nutrients that would normally be there. So that's my take off this synthetic, non-synthetic fertilizer, Milorganite. I'll make a video explaining to you why this is here. This bag covers 2,500 square feet, but in Florida, it says 5,200 square feet. I'll explain all of that. But I first wanted to get some misconceptions about this, in which most people who hate it, they have no idea why they hate it other than what somebody else has just said to them. This is a great fertilizer for you guys, and you don't have to worry about too much. This is just here for regulation purposes. Anyway, this is my Bermuda lawn in the back. As you can see, I'm in the back. I got Bermuda, and in the front, I have some St. Augustine growing over on the left, and I have some fescue on the right. So I got 3 types of grass that I'm growing here. I'm using the same strategies. I don't do the synthetic fertilizers in my lawn. All 3 different types of lawn is doing great. So if you want to keep up with good information, that's all I try to provide. Find me on all social media platforms up under Black Guyver. That's me. Let's grow some grass and let's save some money. Let's just be knowledgeable about this, and we're going to be great stewards of the community and of the world. We're going to just do everything, and we're going to save money in the process because we have a higher knowledge over here at Black Guyver.